If you want to go out now. But if you stand again, I'll lord you out. Make your mind up. And then shut up and get out.
And bills that are rising faster than wages. So the question remains, what else do you think is needed over the next year or two so that everybody is enjoying higher living standards by the time of the next election?
In what will surely be remembered as one of the most astonishing and personally devastating moments in modern parliamentary history, the House of Commons was thrown into unprecedented chaos today. A routine session of Prime Minister's questions descended into a political theatre of the absurd and the cruel, culminating in Prime Minister Keir Starmer being brought to the brink of tears, live on camera, following a shocking and deeply personal attack from his own backbencher, Liam Byrne. The entire chamber, from the packed opposition benches to the stunned ranks of the government, first fell into a collective, disbelieving silence before erupting into a wave of uncontrollable laughter and jeering. The source of this political cataclysm was not a complex policy debate or a well-researched opposition attack, but a simple, folded piece of a 5-paper held aloft by Mr. Byrne, a man forever associated with one of the most infamous notes in British politics. Today he wrote another, and with it he may have irrevocably fractured his own party and humiliated its leader before the entire nation. The ambush. A question that wasn't a question. The session had begun in a typically boisterous but predictable fashion. The leader of the opposition, having probed the Prime Minister on the latest NHS waiting list figures, had sat down. The Speaker, Sir Lindsay Hoyle, was managing the usual cacophony as he called on backbenchers. The political atmosphere was tense, as it has been for months, with the Starmer government battling economic headwinds and accusations of being more managerial than visionary. Yet no one could have anticipated the ambush that was about to unfold. Sir Lindsay Hoyle called out, "Mr. Liam Byrne." The member for Birmingham Hodge Hill, a former Chief Secretary to the Treasury under Gordon Brown, rose to his feet. Byrne, a figure often seen as representing a more traditional, perhaps more bruised wing of the Labour Party, began with the standard parliamentary preamble. "Thank you, Mr. Speaker," Byrne began, his voice calm and measured. "The Prime Minister has spoken at length about the government's commitment to long-term fiscal responsibility and the difficult choices this nation faces." Heads nodded on the government benches. This sounded like a friendly question, a softball, designed to allow the Prime Minister to elaborate on a key government message. Keir Starmer leaned forward slightly at the dispatch box, a faint, welcoming smile on his face, ready to provide a robust and reassuring answer. Byrne continued, "The Prime Minister will know that I have some small experience in the matter of leaving notes for incoming administrations, a matter of which I have been reminded by my friends opposite on more than one occasion." A low murmur of amusement rippled through the Conservative benches. They knew exactly what he was referring to, the infamous 4-word note Byrne left for his successor in 2010, which read, "I'm afraid there is no money." It has been used by the Conservatives as a political cudgel against Labour's economic credibility for over a decade. For Byrne to bring it up himself was unusual, a strange act of self-deprecation. Starmer's smile tightened. This was an unexpected diversion. Where was Byrne going with this? "Mr. Speaker," Byrne said, his voice now taking on a sharper, more theatrical edge. "I have learned from my past mistakes. I have learned that clarity, brevity, and honesty are paramount when assessing the state of things. And in that spirit of candor, and as a humble contribution to the current national debate, I have prepared another note. Not for a future government, but for the present one." With a flourish, Liam Byrne reached into his jacket pocket and produced a single folded white sheet of paper. He held it up for the entire chamber to see. A hush fell. Even the most seasoned sketch writers and political correspondents in the press gallery leaned forward, utterly perplexed. This was not in any parliamentary script. This was something new, something dangerous. The note, an act of political patricide. Keir Starmer stood frozen at the dispatch box, his face a mask of confusion that was slowly hardening into apprehension. The Speaker, Sir Lindsay Hoyle, looked equally bewildered, shifting in his chair as if preparing to intervene, though on what grounds was not yet clear. "This note, Mr. Speaker," Byrne declared, his voice ringing with a cold fury that had been absent moments before, is for my right honourable friend, the Prime Minister. It is my honest assessment of the situation we, his party and his country, find ourselves in." He unfolded the note with deliberate slowness, building the tension to an almost unbearable degree. He cleared his throat and read the contents aloud, each word landing like a hammer blow in the silent chamber. "Dear Prime Minister," he began. The formal address was laced with sarcastic venom. "I'm afraid there is no vision." A collective gasp swept through the House. It was a stunning, audacious echo of his 2010 blunder, repurposed into a direct and brutal assault on the very essence of Keir Starmer's leadership. The accusation that Starmer, the meticulous for the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer's great project was to restore professionalism and competence to the Labour Party, to prove it was a credible party of government. He achieved that. But today, in a few shocking minutes, Liam Byrne posed a devastating question. Is competence enough? By attacking his leader's vision, courage, and soul, and by doing so in a way that